Well, I have had an endless array of what's it called? Technical difficulties. And that is apparently just how things roll with me. I have been working on, well, moving. I'm in a new place. Hey! Last year, you were my first person to pop on and say, hey, are you still in Japan? How is it going in Japan? And for you, it's been New Year's now for like almost an entire day, correct? It's nighttime for you, right? Um, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties in life, as per usual, and with my technology tonight, as per usual. The East Coast here in North America have already had the ball drop now for about 14 minutes, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because about 10 minutes ago, I thought maybe I should just turn everything off and get in bed and cry. And then I decided that didn't seem like the thing to do for the night either. Thank you and Happy New Year to you, my friend. I am so thankful that you are here. And turn this and make some bumpy noises. Sorry. Oh, technology, my lord. 45. I'm 45 now, and it's exciting. Yay! Thank you guys for coming back while I finagle and wrangle with my constant, constant, what's it called? Tech. All I've got in my head now is tongue technology from Yoongi, and that is not my problem. My problem here is um, 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 technology issues, technical difficulties. That's the word I'm looking for. My gosh. 45 is not old, but I will say I feel like I've aged 20 years at least in the last 2 years. And I'm hoping to get a little more of my, not excitement, but woohoo, back in my life and in my body in 2025. So, yeah, it is a new hairstyle. It ages me. It's a giant oops. Um, I didn't exactly mean to cut my hair off. When I first started telling people I accidentally cut my hair off, they were, how do you accidentally cut your hair? But okay, I don't know if anybody else is like me. Thank you for understanding the technical difficulties. Truly, I appreciate it. Um, with my, well, I have a tendency to cut my hair in the middle of the night. It's like I get a whim and then I do it. And oh, I'm so happy to see you too. It's my crew. I love you guys. I'm so excited to see each of you as you pop up. Um, yeah, 2022, 2023 were incredibly hard. When I thought that, I wasn't going to experience harder than 2019 and 2020, 2022 and 2023 kicked my hind in. And sometime we moved here. I moved. We left, I mean, my whole family. I didn't move away. I know my marriage has been a hot dumpster fire for a very long time, and it's been quite on the public here. I've never hidden a lot of what I'm going through. But Happy New Year to you, to each of you, truly. But with everything going on, and we still don't have answers exactly. We moved. We had to for my husband's job, and of course we've got 2 young kids. So, in order to keep everybody together and everything while we're figuring stuff out, we moved to a new location. I'm in a whole new setup. I'm still unpacking. That's part of where the technical difficulties came in, is I didn't even know where equipment was and how to get it set back up again. It's been a long time. Anyhow, yes, somehow that all had to do with my hair. After moving here a few months ago, and everything was just like piles of boxes everywhere, I don't know, in the middle of the night, I had a whim, like I tend to do, and just walked straight in the bathroom and whacked off a massive amount of hair. Just, it was pretty long at that point, and it felt so good to try to get rid of old energy or something. But then after I did it, well, first my bangs are too short, oops. But on top of that, my hair is so short now, I look exactly like my mom. If my hair were white or grayish white, I would look, I mean, spitting image of my mom. It's crazy. And it's funny because I always think I look really young. And then I realize it's just because my eyes are a lot worse than I realized. When I put my glasses on, I can see everything so much clearer. And I realize that age is happening. I also realize age happening is a really good, beautiful thing. Like, okay, this is going to sound weird, and I promise, I swear we'll talk about a lot of BTS stuff. So, you know, I get that if you're not old, if you're not older, if you're not part of the older crew, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But when I kind of, you know, reach forward or something and my cleavage kind of comes together, it gets wrinkly right there, or like even my neck gets kind of wrinkly if I turn my neck a certain way. And of course, to me, I cringe because I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, here we are, we love these beautiful men who are still so youthful. And of course, we don't love them because they're youthful, but they happen to still have a lot of youth. Though, my Lord, they've grown up a lot in the last couple of years. But anyhow, it's so easy because we're in this world that just judges women as they age. And for me to feel like, ugh, you know, I'm aging and blah, blah, blah. My daughter, my, at the time, 6-year-old daughter, she likes it. She thinks it's pretty. And it reminded me, who are we to say what is pretty or what is not pretty? And why isn't aging pretty? It is, it's beautiful. In fact, anyway, so enough of me rambling about that. Can you guys hear music? Can you hear my playlist? You know, I love hearing people say they get softer, more sentimental, more loving with age. I am a jaded bitch. I do not want to admit that about myself. I'm a romantic at heart, but I'm also just truly. I'm coming out of a few years that just have me truly jaded, and I'm working on that, so it's okay. No music. Oh no. How do I make that happen? BTS is supposed to be playing right now. I mean, I can hear it. I've got some August D playing right now, but apparently just for me. That's not good. How do I make it go for you guys? Still no music? Because that's just not going to fly. I am the queen of technical difficulties. I have got to figure out my entire life. That's what I have to do. The song playing right now is Hansel, which is pretty. Dang it, guys. Does anybody know how to fix my brain? So I got a diagnosis this year of ADHD. And by this year, I mean last month. And I'm trying a medication right now, and it is not helping at all. My brain doesn't make sense out of anything more than it used to. Okay, so how do I... How? Y'all give me a minute here. That's so weird that I can hear it and that no one else can. Sorry to be totally boring now. See, I can't even see what I'm looking at, what I'm doing. I swear to God, guys, I spent so much time working on this and still had no ability to get everything going before. I'm very sarcastic and dry emotionally. Used to always be, but age is changing me and I stopped fighting my emotional self side. I love that for you. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic, crappy way, the whole, I love that for you. No, I really, really love that for you. What I love about that for you is that I feel like that's the way it should be, is that we're really coming into our own. As you age, you are able to more freely be who you are. And for me, I struggled to get to be that part of myself. I just really struggled getting to be that part of myself so much because I didn't want to lose my marriage. I didn't want to lose my family. I didn't want to lose. I didn't even know how to have and be myself at all. Anyhow, you guys have heard this stuff to absolutely to the point of being sick of it, I know. But then, I mean, by the time I went to the hospital in 2023, oh my gosh, I was so jaded and just angry and desperate to feel like myself again and be myself again. And I don't know, maybe I'm more opinionated than I wanted to be. I don't know. I can't even make sense of myself right now. I'm so sorry. Okay, I am going to try to figure out this music situation because we need music. Like, need it. It's important. Okay. Good for that. Okay. So how do I make that happen? That's so weird. I feel like I'm failing right now, everybody. I'm struggling with my brain right now. I'm struggling with, thank you, you're so sweet. I'm struggling with the technology. I'm struggling with the concept of time, of words, of communication. I've been isolated a lot more than I wish to admit. Anyway, nobody's here for that. Let's talk about Bangtan. It'll just be easier to do once I figure out how to play music. And I know because the way the microphone's being right now, I just had an idea. I don't know if it'll work or not. Oh no, I'm playing with fire now. This is not the time to play with technology this well. I'm afraid it's gonna be so loud if I do that. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I am struggling tonight. I was afraid that I would. All day, I was actually sick to my stomach, nervous about tonight. It's been so long, and it's like I don't even know what I'm doing anymore as far as technology goes. And that's not how I want things to be. I don't want to be missing from my own life. And even though my whole purpose in all of this has been to reconnect more with myself in my life, it's just been so easy to, I don't know, be missing from it. Does that make sense at all? Yeah, anyway. But this year, well, this past year, because now it's 2025 for a lot of people, not everybody, but this last year, 2024, was a year full of Bangtan, lots of Bangtan goodness, which is so crazy because this is the 1 year that they've all been enlisted in the military. And yet, even with them all in the military, they've still continued to provide so much this year. Like, Ike Maja, are you sure? Has everybody gotten to watch that at least? And then we've had music releases that are just so precious and so wonderful. And then we got to see Tay. We got to see Tay come on and do an Instagram. It's not called a live. What is it? An Instagram. Oh my God! See, my brain is so defunct right now. What is wrong? An Instagram story. He did an Instagram story showcasing that he's full 40 pounds heavier than he was when he left for military. He's so buff. And then releases White Christmas, and then releases the news about sweet little Yantan. And it's just been a wacky year in Bangtan. And maybe I should have prepared like talking points and everything, and we could go through the news and everything, but I just, yeah, I don't know. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I'm feeling that right now. My sister told me not to, and yet here I am clearly having done so. What are your favorite parts of this year for the world of Bangtan, and as well as just like in personal life? Like, what has 2024 been for you? I would like to relax. I wish I could. When technology is not working well, I'm a mess. Like and I'm not super talented at technology, and yet I feel like a giant failure when I can't get it to work. Oh my God, let me tell you, I had an absolute massive meltdown, like an entire crisis of my self-worth at the Permission to Dance LA concert. And I hate that this happened so much. I hate that this is part of my memory, of anyone's memory of our time there. But we were there for the day 3 concert in LA. And we were still there in LA for day 4, but not for the concert. So there were 3 of us when we were staying in our hotel room. And I told my friend, a beautiful, beautiful friend Beaches, not to bring her Apple iPad, whatever, for us to stream the concert on the TV. No problem. I'll just bring my Google Chrome stick, and that'll be easy enough. And it should be, right? So I hook up the Google Chrome stick, and it lets me log in to the hotel Wi-Fi. But then when I have to log into something else, it logs me into a separate Wi-Fi, and then it won't let me connect the two. So we end up not being able to stream the concert on the television, where if my friend had just brought her iPad like she planned to and plugged it in through an HDMI or something, then we probably would have gotten to watch it. Anyway, I felt so awful, and I lost it. I mean, I cried, and it was like every triggering thought and memory I have of my dad telling me that I screw stuff up. God bless him. My dad loved me. I'm not trying to make it sound like he was horrible or anything, but every memory of like him telling me that I fucked something up, like it came rushing back to me, and um, and then I was just really emotional and upset for the rest of the night. It was a mess. So right now I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I love you guys for being chill with me. Man, I feel like, why can't I figure this out? But I don't know. It's because I'm not a professional anything, and on top of that, how do I do that? On top of not being a professional anything, I'm also really rusty. As a YouTuber, and I hate to use that term even, but as somebody who loves BTS, loves ARMY, and wanted so badly to create a community here, the year that things got really, really rough, which was 2023, I went very much missing. And yeah, it has been so. I mean, seriously, I don't think I've been on since last New Year's. And last New Year's, I was trying to get the whole thing set up in my basement bedroom at the other house. And I was having technology issues then too. Sorry. And I just remember crying. Like, I just sincerely was like, oh no, it's all over. But I was going to get more involved this year. And I have a lot of not positive feelings about the BTS online channels. And I feel a lot of concern being lumped in with some of them. And that sounds awful, and like it probably sounds very holier than thou, or I'm better than someone, and that's shit. Maybe that is how I feel. Like, pardon me. Maybe that is exactly how I feel. I don't know. But I have an issue with quite a few of the people that are in. Yeah, I think this is better. I have quite a bit of an issue with a lot of the people who are in the BTS commentary. You know, I'm talking about the that community. And there is a BTS YouTuber whose name I cannot remember. Happy New Year to you, Kelly Jo. Oh my gosh. Kelly Jo Estrada. You are. I'm always trying to remember people's cities. I'm going to butcher this. I'm so going to butcher this. I'm thinking you are far west, so it's not New Year's for you yet. But then again, part of me is also thinking that you're from New Jersey. So, and there's a big difference between those two things. So, noise gate, that's my problem right now. Okay. Man. Hello. Settings that I've never figured out how to use. Here's the thing: is I have equipment that is far above my pay grade and my ability to properly handle. So that makes a big difference too for me. Hey, that sounds better right there, I think. Except for I'm getting like a weird feedback buzz now. Why, oh why? Oh, I was like, why isn't that changing the sound? Maybe because I wasn't making any sound. I wish I could talk with you guys. That would be glorious. That's something we should figure out how to do, is have where you guys and where you guys can pop up on the screen. I don't know if you guys have that. You are not a professional. That's I'm not either, but I still do it. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Wait a minute. Do you have a channel? Am I reading this wrong? Am I reading this right? Do you have a channel? And if you do, why don't I know this? Why don't I know this? I need to know this. Whatever's going on, I need to know. Okay, so enough about my lack of ability to handle technology very well. But please tell me some of your experiences as a BTS fan this year, as that's a little loud, I think. Is it loud? Is it coming in? Is it not coming in? It's cutting in and out. I'm gonna beat myself up is what I'm gonna end up doing. Actually, what I'm gonna end up doing is figuring out how to do this right and then do it better next time. That's what's gonna happen to me. And by next time, I don't mean New Year's. I mean, that is hell loud though, isn't it? Oh, I'm glad that you guys are excited about music though. For real. I mean, what is a party without music? It is not a party, that's what it is. Okay, we need that. That's what we need right there. I swear I'm trying to figure out the technology. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's talk Jin happy. Did Jin make you happy with happy? That's what I want to know. That helps. Seriously, I need what's the word I'm looking for here? I need to know your favorite things. We had a lot this year. Now that I think about it, crap, we had Happy, we had Smeralda Garden Marching Band Muse, we had Right Place, Wrong Person, right? Yeah, we had Documentaries. You guys are so forgiving and so loving. I cannot repay you enough. I need your addresses. Seriously, shoot me your addresses on Instagram or wherever you can find me, because I want to send you guys something. Please. Unfortunately, I just don't know how all this sounds, so. That was loud noisy, I know. Sorry. Still trying. Yeah, we've had a lot of new content. Oh, J-Hope's second album, Hope on the Street. Did that come out this year too? That was earlier this year. Yeah. I've got to figure out how to handle the technology better. It's driving me crazy that I don't know it better yet. But here's the thing, is when I was at the other house and I was in the basement bedroom, I didn't know if I'd still be staying there for long. And I may have told you guys this last New Year's, I had recorded several things once I ended up in the basement bedroom, only to realize the sound wasn't working on anything, and to realize that everything just went wrong. It was such a weird experience. And sorry, I'll catch up with your comment here in a minute. I did watch Are You Sure? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. yeah, I would try to record stuff in the other bedroom, and things weren't working, and my life wasn't working. And then in spring, like in March, we caught wind that we might be having to move. So everything went into full-fledged, like, house hunting, trying to figure out school systems, trying to figure out when we were going to have to move or not, and how that was going to go. So, oh yeah, the Runjin. Okay, so I'm with you this year. I don't want to say I've been distant from BTS. It's been hard for me to keep up, which seems crazy because they're not even here. How is it hard to keep up? But okay, I still have to watch Run Jin. I haven't watched it yet, and I hate to admit that, but here I'm admitting I've had a hard time keeping up with various aspects of BTS. I did watch Are You Sure? I'm so happy I did. It is so funny and happy and sweet, and during like long hard days. That came out right when we moved here. We're moving here, and I was spending all day in one city painting a house to try to get ready to sell it, and then driving back here in time to pick up my kids from school, blah blah blah. And then I would just be exhausted and watch part of an episode or an episode, and they're so cute. Oh my god, like it's so precious, and I'm not gonna give anything away. Or else I'm gonna try not to. But Are You Sure was just delightful, truly. And I haven't gotten around to watching Run Jin yet. Now, as far as the albums go, I agree with you. I love Up on the Street. Adored Muse. It's like what I expected Jimin's first solo album to be, but wasn't. He shocked us with Face. And then he came out with Muse. So the dualities that they're always presenting, right? And Right Place, Wrong Person. When I first listened to that, I was like, this one might have to grow on me. And I honestly wasn't sure if it would, but within a matter of days, I was hooked. It is such a vibe, and I love that album so much. They did have so much fun on Are You Sure? Oh my god, they had so much fun. It's so cute. Happy for me when I tapped into listening to Happy and listened to it, I was like, this is all happy. I hate to admit this, I almost felt like it was missing something. And I think this one sounds so stupid in comparison to all the other solo projects. And I know we don't like to do that. We don't want to compare the guys because that's not what it's about. But it's hard not to. It's like, we've had all these solo projects, and all these solo projects are so focused and driven on an aspect of each of the men and what they really wanted to bring to the table, what they really wanted to experiment with, what they really wanted to showcase. And there was so much depth in all of these projects. And then Happy is so joyful, but it didn't feel like a lot of depth. And I couldn't help, I hate to say this, I adore Jin. I felt a little bit like, oh, okay, I like it, but okay. It's just Happy. And then I was like, well, duh. Like, Jin's music often has that impact on me. Like when I look back and think about Jin wears his hair silly and puts these hats on just because he wants to make ARMY smile. And when they did that incredible set of interviews in the beginning of 2021 in Korea, the ones with the two hosts, the interviews where one of the hosts is like super, super famous, and the other one is that guy who was a jerk to Jungkook when Jungkook was younger. Anyway, when they did those interviews, they kind of had solo interviews too. And before it aired, Jin had the producers scrub his part almost completely out because he said it got serious, and he just decided he didn't want to portray his family in a light that would be questionable, and he didn't want to make ARMY feel down. And he felt like the stuff he talked about in his interview was like that. So he had them actually take most of his interview out of the segment. And then, like, even with the Map of the Soul 7 album, when I listened to it, and so many of the songs, almost all the songs, have so much depth, so much weight and magnitude to them. And then in the middle of it, you have Moon, which Moon just feels like a really twinkly pop song. And it was hard for me to, at first I was like, I don't get how this song's in here, and it just doesn't like fit the same vibe. I kind of had the same experience with Moon as I did with his album Happy. And with Moon, that song grew on me once I learned its lyrics and the translation and what it's about. And I thought, oh my God, like that's so sweet and so beautiful and so Jin. And because at that point I was starting to get to know Jin better. And then when you find out all this time later, that basically was supposed to be their goodbye song, their goodbye album before going to the military. Map of the Soul 7 was supposed to be it. And I'm like, oh my God, Jin's final goodbye to us before military was supposed to be Moon. And that makes it even more beautiful. And so then for Happy to come out on the other end of Discharge actually is totally fitting. Once I put it in all that context, I was like, oh, like, it is actually really beautiful. And it's the exact simplicity and joy that he wanted it to be, while still being a constant voice of love and reassurance and joy for us, which is his whole thing. And I say whole thing like it's a spiel. It's not a spiel, but you know what I mean. Like, we all kind of have a thing. What we focus on, what we do, what our why, our reason why, so to speak. And I agree with you. Hurt on the Window, I love that song. Another Level is great. Hurt on the Window is like next level incredible for me. I love that song so, so, so much. I know the video for Running Wild had some controversy around it. Lord, everything BTS does has a lot of controversy around it, so. Which brings me back to struggling with being part of the online YouTube community. I hate it because there are some really solid YouTubers out there, but there are also some really sketchy ones out there, and there are people who flat out hate all BTS YouTubers, and I get why. I do. I really understand why, because so many of the ones that I really liked and respected at the beginning and pulled me into reaction viewing ended up really letting me down. And some of them are still really incredibly famous, and new channels pop up constantly. And I hear people say stuff in videos, and I'm like, I guess I'm gatekeeping, and I feel bad about that. I do. I hate I don't want to use the word hate. It's just strong. and nasty word, but I struggle with the people who hype up the boys like they love them, but they don't. They love making money off of them. And then on top of that, even people who I feel like sincerely are fans can really mess up. And I don't know if you guys, I don't want to bring it up. Another like there's always all these little scandals that pop up. Sometimes about the guys, and sometimes about ARMY. And I don't like the drama, but now I feel like occasionally I kind of get dragged into the drama by accident. And like, for instance, when Permission to Dance came out and that song got slammed by friggin' D'Angelo Wallace, lots of people were slamming Permission to Dance, which upset me because I loved it. And I love BTS, and I felt like I got what they were doing with it, but I wasn't going to make any videos about it until D'Angelo made his super off the mark. Like, it wasn't just a video saying like, oh, I don't like it. Like, he dug in, made a lot of really, anyway, I'm not going to go over all that again. But I had talked really well about D'Angelo Wallace in previous videos. So then I felt like I had to make a reaction in response to that. I know the drama sucks, right? Well, oh yeah, Roscoe's amazing. I don't know DJ Gino. I don't know that. Roscoe's journey is so pure, and like, so many people have enjoyed watching Roscoe dive in and fall into the rabbit hole with the rest of us and fall in love. So yeah, I totally get that. So there is an ARMY who writes books about BTS, and I've been on her podcast because one of the books that she, book of essays that she compiled, I'm in it. I wrote a piece in it. So I'm in this book about BTS and ARMY. and I want to come on and like hype it. Like, I really want to hype. The music didn't stop. It's just my microphone dropped out for a minute. I want to hype up the book. I want to hype up the book series. But I know that there was a comment was made that I agree was really, again, off the mark. And I don't get it. I would really like to talk with her and say, like, where did that comment come from? And what do you mean by that? But it really upset people, and then it upset me because I'm in association with the situation in some capacity, having been in the book. Anyway. And then, like, G's Day, I thought for sure G's Day was so into BTS, just to find out. Anyway, so I will come to you. I know. I will come to you. Is so sweet and cute, and I love watching the making of where he's getting like hair extensions. And what do you say? He's wearing bling bling. And he said he has two now because he's still young now. And I'm like, oh honey, when you're 80, you can wear the hair extensions and the bling bling, and you can undo your shirt, and you can jump around with your guitar, or you can sit on a bench and sing. If you'll be there, we'll be there with you. So that's what I want to tell Jen. So Permission to Dance is your favorite English song. I think is also mine. I do like the video. I think the video is super cute. I'm curious if the reason you don't like the video is because it was still very much during the pandemic and kind of gave the vibe of not caring about the pandemic, or if it's like very Western motif because that struck people wrong some too. I have water somewhere. Okay, so what are everyone's feelings on Namjoon's odd music videos? They are so wonderfully experimental. And the documentary, I felt like, really showcased so well what he was needing. Oh my God, how much he needed Chapter 2 to happen for his own. Yeah. I had a feeling that was it, the throwing of the mask for Permission to Dance. That was the issue. You know, I took the whole thing as it being not true to that moment, but like, you know how BTS is constantly singing "Spring is Coming," and we're in the desert, but the sea is there, and I had the same like very. They're bringing the future to them in their hearts, kind of vibe. I know you always do because our time differences. I love you, my friend. And I've missed you too. Happy New Year! Yeah, Namjoon desperately needed Chapter 2 to happen. We all know that. All the guys needed it, I think, more than some of them even realize. Oh my God, though. Like, watching Namjoon's documentary in the theater, I just felt so happy for the journey and the fact that they didn't end up Happy New Year. That's a text message from my sister, who I need a message, but I can't even get my. Okay, my phone is waterlogged, and not with water, but with pictures of men, BTS. Yeah. Okay. I can't download anything. Like when I try to pull up stuff in my phone, it won't even come up. Sorry, I just put the music right in the microphone. How about that? Oh my God, so funny. Yeah, I was so happy for watching. I mean, all the documentaries have been so friggin' good, but seeing Namjoon's struck me how much that if they had finished Map of the Soul tour, that would have been amazing, actually. None of us will ever know how amazing it would have been had they gotten to just finish the Map of the Soul tour. And then enlist as they had planned. Is music too loud? Y'all have to let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, because my in-ear, what's it called? I can't remember anything right now. Anyway, in-ear. Oh my God, it's this monitor, inner monitor. Anyway, isn't gauging things well, I can tell. So. Yeah, if they had done the Mask of Soul tour, that would have been incredible in ways we can't imagine. I do wonder if I would have ever discovered them if that had been the case, if they had done Mask of the Soul and then enlisted. I also wonder if, oh, I don't want to say this out loud. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. I wonder if it'd been more likely that they would have split up if they had done Map of the Soul and then enlisted. Like, kind of considered it like the final curtain. But because of the pandemic, they didn't get the chance to do that. And then they made a few songs to try to comfort the entire world. They created Dynamite and the masterpiece that is B. And they homed in together through all of that. Then they did the In the Soups, and then they announced Chapter 2, and then they've been on this incredible adventure as individuals and yet together. And like that letter that Namjoon sent, oh my god, this song. I don't like to talk about my own biases or lack of biases very much. But I will say, J-Hope's not my bias, and he's not a biased wrecker. Unless he's singing, and oh my god! Like, does anyone else exist when J-Hope is singing? I mean, in the entire world, does anyone else exist? Anyway, I need to. I think the guys' journeys that they've had since the cancellation of Map of the Soul has grown them all as individuals and as a sevensome in such incredibly profound ways. I'm so happy for them. I'm truly happy for them. Sugar, love you. Oh god, I want to wrap Sugar in love. So, okay, right, oops, arm, this arm right here, right there. Okay, so I've got the BT21 characters right here, and again, I'm moving in, and I'm still unpacking. So I literally did that yesterday. I put Army in the center. These are handed to me. These are gifted to me with love from my beautiful friend Peaches, who these were hers. But in her move, she decided to show them on to me. Anyhow, when I was trying to figure out what order to put them in, I thought fan chant order. That's always a given. It's always sweet. I put Army in the center. Van. I call it Army, sorry. Van in the center. And I put Namjoon right there and Yoongi right there. Because I felt like the two of them need a lot of love and support. They all need love and support, so do not hear me wrong on that. But, jeez. Namjoon, I think he's feeling good about life right now. I think he's feeling really great about the direction everything took when he decided to make that second album. Because after Indigo, he didn't seem quite like himself. And I loved Indigo. I love Indigo. But he didn't seem like himself. Like when it dropped, he didn't have that, yeah, I'm feeling good about what I just put out vibe. He was in distress. And yay for everything that came after that. but that like army surrounding and loving him because he's been the leader for so long. He's carried so much burden and weight for so many years, for over a decade, that anyway, I felt like to surround him, okay, I'm trying really hard, to surround him with the members was good. And then Yoongi has just had a year. So, and then like Chimmy's a little love bug. Yeah, Jimin is. And like Jimin would just squeeze and hug Yoongi and give Yoongi all the love and comfort over here. And then J-Hope. And Jin at the other end, because like they're the ones who are out, and they're the big bros who like went first, and now they're out. And then you got the other two Maknaes right here. You got Arcade and Arcoot right here. Anyway, everything's symbolic. So, oh my God, we love these men. We love these men. Sugar loves you too. Now can I get that back? Jeez. The good news about knowing that I wanted to do my live stream for New Year's again, even though it's a hot disaster of technology malfunctions, is that, okay, so I have a hard time. People think I just procrastinate all the time. It's like I have a hard time getting stuff done if I don't have to get stuff done. And then I freaking thrive at it. Getting this room unpacked and getting my computer and everything set up has been so hard to do. And now it finally is. So now everything's set up. I just have to figure out how to actually utilize technology better, which I like learning. The doing takes a weird amount of spoons for me to muster up and make that happen and be able to focus on making it happen. But as far as learning goes, God, I will study how to just all day. So now I can work on this. You know, I think about Yoongi a lot also and wonder how he's holding up. When the whole thing happened earlier this year, I thought, man, what a joke that this is some sort of scandal. But then for their own media to fabricate things about the situation. And then I thought the whole thing had like squashed out again. And then antis took it whole new levels and like resurged the whole thing. And then again, I thought, okay, well, like now it's died down. ARMY is incredible. And sending vans out and love to make sure HYBE and BTS and Yoongi and Jin and Hoseok who were both there, like to see, like we love OT7, we love Yoongi. I'm like, cool, like it squashed out again, it's gone. And then this whole thing with the award show a week or two ago, it's exhausting. It is exhausting for me, and it makes me wonder how they're doing and how Yoongi's doing. And I hope very well. I hope it is like water off of a duck's back. I sincerely hope. I mean, in his documentary, he talked about how ridiculous it is that a K-pop star, and he has come to embrace and love the label of being a K-pop artist, an idol, but also the fact that he can't be seen in a video or whatever with a cigarette or, you know, this, that, or the other. without it being some sort of controversy. And Lord, every New Year's live stream, you know, one topic we all bring up, them dating. I'm so ready for that to get ripped wide open. He didn't mention that in the documentary, but man, it would have been great if he had. It's been like, we're not even allowed to be in relationships because the way that the media and the public will take it, and that's ridiculous. We're 30-year-old men. My sister actually said when Heart on the Window was announced, and they were announcing the track list for Jen and all the information for Happy before it came out, and she pulled up Twitter and saw Jen and Wendy from Red Velvet were trending on Twitter, and she said instantly she got so excited because she thought, I'm sorry that I'm writing out my sister. She felt like, oh my God, finally one of the guys is just coming out as dating someone. So like bandages are being ripped off, and now we can all get over it and realize they're humans and that they get to have relationships and build families or whatever it is they choose to do. Only to realize it was actually the oh my God, you know what I just realized? Shame. There we go. Again, another technology glitch. But that it was just about them duetting together, which is also still great, of course, absolutely still great, and she was still happy about that. It's just she and I discussed quite a bit. In fact, several of my Army loves that I talk with the most, who I've talked with the least this year, Laurie, Peaches, my sister, you know, a lot of us. Jim was so shy in front of Wendy. Oh my God, I felt like Jimin was so shy around Sophia Carson also. It's so funny because these are like the world's most beautiful men. And granted, these women are beautiful too. It's like, how do they get shy around anybody? It reminds me of the guys around the women from American, what was it called? American Hustle Life? Is that what it's called? Did I just make up the name of the show? My brain is so... Right now, I'm sorry. Imagine living your life knowing there are people out there just waiting for you to do any little thing. They can just blow out of proportion. It must be so much pressure on them. It is. It must be at times scary. I mean, Jungkook had to move. That man... Oh, so sweet. That sounded really patronizing or matronizing. I didn't mean it that way. But no, sorry, Jen's voice always distracts me. How funny. Oh yeah. Jungkook got leave and got special permission to live stream with us. Because he chose to. How would you not feel special about that? But then that poor beautiful man, and I hate to call him a poor man, but there is a sadness to it that he has to announce he has moved and not to find him or come. Listen, I'm sure stalkers are all like, well, I just love them more than you do, or whatever. But that's their mindset, is if you love them as much as I do, you would never control yourself. No. That's not love. That's you behaving like a 6-year-old. And I know that because I have 2 6-year-olds. Well, a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old. And they do whatever they want because they go, well, I just couldn't help it. Like, they have no impulse control. But they can't think out how something impacts someone else. And anyway, stuff like that is so stressful to me for them. And then, like you said, even like the any one thing. I mean, people turning against Tay because they saw him smoking at the Grammys, and Yoongi this year, and then somehow I missed the entire 2023, which granted, I had just gotten out of the hospital and was still in partial hospitalization program. When apparently Namjoon smoked. And I totally missed that entire moment of time where he had posted by accident. Anyway, the drama that came out of that. And I get it. Like, people don't like smoking, whatever. But I don't get it. I don't get it. And yeah, any little thing, it would be a weird way to live, to be hyper aware. I mean, I do even when they're doing live streams, I mean, we're all taking screenshots, right? And sometimes zooming in on like, oh, what's this and what's that? And we're all still trying to figure out where Yoongi's black cat is. Like, who is this cat? Why do you have this cat? Tell us about this cat, sir. And anyway, it's a weird way to live. It's a weird way to live. Exactly. So I just brought up with my sister when I just caught wind, no pun intended there, about Namjoon smoking. And I had to Google it. I was like, oh my God, that happened at the end of I mean, that was before he went in the military. That was 2023 when that happened. What? And so then she was like, yeah, Jungkook too. I always say Jungkook, and I've been scolded for that. I said Jungkook too. And then she said that's when it was the smoke challenge. The TikTok smoke challenge, like the dance thing, which, again, that is like a whole moment of time. I don't even know what's going on. I got out of the hospital, and all I was doing was like constantly streaming Seven and the Golden Album and Take Two, because I love Take Two. I suspect other people didn't like Take Two very much. I still love Take Two. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. It's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is like, Peaches, she found me through Twitter. And that's how we actually met, was, her reaching out to me over Twitter. But I don't think she's on Twitter anymore either for the same reason, because it's too negative. It can be. And other people I know who have Twitter have super cultivated down. I don't know if I told you guys before, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself here. The very first time, yes. Yep. Sorry, looking at the Take Two and love letters to BTS. So, what was I saying? We were talking about Twitter and it being crazy, and I don't know. The thought disappeared just like that in my brain. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you my very first ARMY experience on Twitter, and I was like, what? So I had been a fan for a handful of months, and I just thought, God, I've got to find somebody local. I've got to find someone near me. If anyone near me has tweeted BTS, we're going to become best friends. That did not work. There was somebody local. She had zero interest in becoming friends with me. Anyhow. Oh gosh. Anyhow, so I was like, well, I found the one local person, and it's not going anywhere. Maybe there's other ARMY on Twitter. I did not know ARMY Twitter was a whole thing. So I pull up and Google it, and I'm like, oh my God, there's all these ARMY. I'm so excited. And it never occurred to me. I didn't know there's K-pop wars. I didn't know K-poppies. I didn't know antis. I didn't know mantis. I didn't know multis. I didn't know anything. I was like, if you're tweeting about BTS, you must love them the way that I love them. So I'm follow the whole way through, right? And the next morning, I get all excited. I'm like, I'm gonna get on Twitter. I'm gonna find new friends. And I pull it up, and the first tweet that I saw was so raunchy about them. And I'm not a prude. It wasn't about them being sexy. It wasn't any of it. I was clutching my pearls. It was so shocking to me. To prove to you that I'm not just a complete prude, I actually want to tell you what the tweet said. And at the same time, to me, it was so inappropriate that I don't want to say it out loud. I mean, if we were like hanging out talking, I would say it, but somehow being here, I'm like, I don't want you to feel the same that I felt reading it, if that makes any sense at all. And like I said, anyway, I love these men, and anyway, I saw that tweet and I was like, okay, unfollow. And I moved on with my day. And within minutes, I got a message from a different person who said, hey, by the way, my name is blah, and I also run the other account that you just unfollowed. I'm just curious, did I do anything to offend you? Which baffled me. I mean, totally baffled me. Because I just followed all those accounts the day before. How are you so bothered by me unfollowing you that you have to come and find me on your other account to ask for... Anyway, I was like, I wouldn't be like, I don't owe you anything. But instead I was like, well, everything's fine. But I woke up and I just saw the tweet you wrote about that, and I just decided that's not what I get on Twitter for. I'm here to talk about, how much I adore them, not that. And she's like, oh, okay, well, no hard feelings. And I just unfollowed her too, because that account also, because again, I don't know, it felt really weird to me. But then pretty quickly I got exposed to the whole weird deep dive world of disheartening negativity of the antis, and even people who claim to be fans who say really sad things. Like the comment recently, an ARMY made about not wanting to make any more subpar music, and that hurts. That actually physically hurt me, and not just because I adore them and I don't want them to hear things that are insulting, but also because I don't think their music's subpar. Even like I said with Happy is a very different vibe than a different kind of depth than any of the other projects, but it also has a different intention than the other projects. So it didn't miss its mark at all. If you were going for, soul opening, exposing, and vulnerability, and that could have that way, well then yeah, he would have missed that mark. But comfort and love and a promise of he's going to be there to hold our hand and have his hand out for us to hold his, like that's what Jin's going for. So I love that. I love them platonically. I love them in all ways. And I'm okay with that. I don't understand the shit they get. Why? That's what I don't get either. And I'm always thankful when I hear people talk about pointing out, stop spending your energy hating our favorite. Spend your energy loving on your favorite. Like, okay, I love BTS. We love BTS. How would BTS benefit from me creating an account to gripe about Stray Kids? How would spending my time and energy studying Stray Kids and following their every move so that I can bitch about it online to try to make them look bad, how does that help support BTS? How does that help grow BTS and their eternal legacy? How does that help them as individual humans, 7 individual humans, feel loved and supported? Me spending my energy studying Stray Kids or whoever, that's just who came to mind because Stray Kids keeps popping up in my Amazon list for some reason. I'm like, why are you trying to push Stray Kids on my throat? But I don't know, maybe they came out with something recently. I have no idea. And that's exactly it. I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing. I just know Amazon keeps trying to push stuff on me. But, like, it doesn't benefit my men, my favorites, and my fandom for me to spend my energy looking around at other stuff to gripe about it. So I get there is a jealousy factor with BTS having been on top for so long, and even when they were on top outdoing themselves, people want to tear that down as much as they can because they want to make a path. They want to break that wall down some so their favorite can get through. But ultimately, that's not going to be what gets their favorites to the top of anything. What's going to get their favorites to the top of something is promoting them and loving them and supporting them and cheering them on and making adorable compilations of them on Twitter and TikTok and YouTube and just sharing that kind of enthusiasm, I don't know. Our men are lovers, right? Like, Namjoon, when we were in Vegas, said it himself so clearly when that podcaster, radio host guy, whoever he was, I don't even know what he does. He was either on a show or he has a show. I'm not even sure. He had a lot of really nasty things to say about BTS at the Grammys. And that was just awful. It was so awful. It was unbelievably hurtful to hear how much hatred was coming out of that person's mouth And he was willing to also admit he doesn't know anything about them. Everything he was saying was just based on snap judgments, and that he was okay with that. He had no intention of, but it's like he had immediate hatred for BTS and for BTS fans. Everybody was in a tizzy about it, and Namjoon pulled up the live stream to talk to us and never specifically mentioned that man, never specifically mentioned that podcast or whatever it is, but you could see how stressed out he was and how hurt he was. And instead of saying, yeah, like, fuck them, blah, 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 and going off on that tangent, which he could have done, he turned it instead toward haters are gonna hate, we're lovers, and we're gonna love, and we're gonna do what BTS and Army does. And it felt like home. That I can't imagine how much pressure he's had on him to come connect with us when they're going through their own pain, you know. Anyway. What am I even talking about? I feel delirious right now. Oh, I missed the Happy New Year for Second Time Zone. I don't even know what the Second Time Zone's called. And this is my own country. I feel very ignorant right now, but also just really sleepy. So I don't know if any of you are on any ADHD medications. I am on Concerta right now. I have been for about a month, not quite a month, a couple weeks. It's weird because when it's working, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's working. But when it's not working, I definitely know that it's not working. So it's a little odd. Amy's voice. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so you're not in New Jersey. Where are you? I want to say Nevada or Arizona. I could be making that up. I try to remember where people are from. Arizona, okay. Who is from New Jersey? Is that Kathy? Kathy stopped in during my first technology glitch. I don't know if I was live streaming or not, or if I just had the chat open. But Kathy, who is that milk, is the very first comment on the stream. Maybe she's Jersey. Ottawa, Canada. Laurie, I don't know if you guys remember, Laurie used to come on for the New Year's Eve live stream. Laurie is wonderful. She and I went to Vegas together for PTD Vegas. And Laurie did live in Canada, which is super cool. And then she took a big trip in Melwoods and Spain, which is incredible, just to make that kind of life change. It's about to get into politics here, but you're not supposed to get into politics, right? I will say after the last American election, I legitimately was considering moving to Canada, and if I did not have children, I probably would have. I probably would have moved out of America. So maybe having children means even more than I should, but you know, we've got a lot of family here. So anyway, sorry. Tangent, diversion that nobody asked for, and we really wanted. Oh, I feel better hearing that. I'm surrounded. Okay, see, everywhere I go around here, there's a lot of people who disagree with me. So, you say you aren't doing great up there? What's going on up there? I'll be able to keep track of when I pull up. Okay. With the lack of centralized news that we're going through today in our streaming culture and a world of algorithms, when you pull up Google Cards, you may not get what's going on in the world. You may not get news at all that actually is going on in the world. So it's weird. The news feels so fragmented now. I cannot believe how long it's been since Jack in the Box came out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thought process here. My friend left for France. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, in this world of algorithms and decentralized news, it's hard to keep up what's going on. Weirdly, the only version of centralized news I have now, because I even turned off Google Cards, they were too distracting for me. So now when I pull up my phone, pull up Google, nothing comes up. And all I was kind of good anyhow was like stuff, weird stuff I never clicked on that was just making me mad, like Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston, I don't know, surprises everyone in her white whatever dress at this award show. And I'm like, how is that news? And I love Jennifer Aniston, don't get me wrong. How is that news? Why is what women are wearing, anyway, news? But I turned off the Google card because it was so distracting. And because I like BTS stuff, a lot of K-pop stuff is coming from the Google cards, which doesn't pertain to me or my interest. And it was just way too much for me. So, but now when I pull up YouTube, if you scroll down a couple bars, there's, the news one. And sometimes it's scattered and yesy. But that's how I found out about the Korean airline, Jeju Air disaster. God bless. I hope that didn't sound corny, but God bless all the families involved. I know that there's 2 survivors. I don't know what kind of condition they're in, how they're doing, but I can't imagine surviving when 179 did not, and how that feels. After hearing about how people were after the Saywall ferry disaster, and how hard survivor's guilt was for those who survived. Anyway, so that popped up, and then of course Jimmy Carter dying at the age of 100 was all over my YouTube news yesterday, I think. Yes, your friend is lucky to be in a position where she can take off if she wants and have a job that can travel with her, that can work like that. Most people don't have that. There really are. I mean, I guess we all can make moves happen, but there's, varying degrees of what you're losing to make that choice. And what you're gaining, too, of course. But My friend has her escape plan in case things get bad. Yeah. Um, you know, this is going to sound really dramatic of me, probably. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Hotel Rwanda, which, of course, is based on a true story. And in it, Don Cheadle's character, I can't remember the man that he's portraying in the movie, but who owns the hotel, word is spreading that things are getting bad. And there are people who do flee, and he thinks that they're being dramatic. But also, does he think they're being dramatic? Or we convince ourselves, like, there's no way this could happen. There's no way this could be happening. So we stay. And then, next thing you know, there's the Berlin Wall built around you, or whatever, or Auschwitz. I mean, like really devastating pieces of history happen here. Oh. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to, I mean, it'd be so easy to, I don't want to, I don't want to think that things could get so bad that we have to leave. But it's just, it's crazy. It's just, the world is crazy. I am very happy when, oh my gosh, I mean, South Korea's entire government is in such turmoil because of the whole presidential situation. I'm so happy when he declared martial law, I gasped. I felt sick to my stomach and I could barely breathe because the last time they did that was Gwangju Uprising, and that is a tragic part of their history that many people who were still in Korea lived through. And I thought what could be happening that the president decided to declare martial law. I still can't figure out what was happening for him to think that that was a good idea. But I was very thankful to see how many people did not agree and did not let that happen. Anyway, sorry, politics. I know, sorry. But yeah, they don't want to wait around for it to get bad, right? And none of us do. Anyway. So I was afraid of that actually with Canada, because it's happening worldwide right now. The Conservative Party being similar to our Republicans and becoming more popular there in Canada and becoming more popular. So that was my biggest fear with this election is, when something like it grows roots. I don't know how else to say it without getting super political, and I'm probably way in over my head what I should be right now, because this is a BTS channel, not a political pundit channel. But when you have toxic leadership and poisonous ideas, very sadly, it actually takes roots and spreads. And then when other people in other countries have similar leaders, it gives them the freedom to feel like, well, cool, like America is accepting this, and that momentum's building there, we're going to build it here too. And that is really scary. And oh my God, like 10 years ago when I was in a Gilmore Girls fandom on Instagram. It's just like it's a really cute little page. If you like Gilmore Girls, there's an Instagram page, I don't even know if it exists anymore, called Gilmore Girls Confess. and it's so cute. It's such a sweet page. Even if I'm not currently active, if the page is still there, it's so worth going through and like reading. What people do is, people who love Gilmore Girls, they submit confessions about the show, and some of them are really deep, and some of them are, unpopular opinions about the show or characters or whatever. But anyhow, that was my first time being in a fandom where I got to interact with people from around the world, which was really neat because my world had always been really rather small here in America, really small and mostly white. And it was so neat to meet really neat people online and like build friendships with them over time. And one of them is from the Netherlands, and she's a person of color, and she's smart and opinionated. And she was telling me, and this was actually when Trump was in presidency the first time, and she was saying how devastating it was for her part of the world for Trump to win, because their own leaders that are toxic became emboldened by America electing Trump. After everything he said while he was campaigning, for him to still get elected, it emboldened people who had those same toxic views, belittling views, racist views, misogynistic views, homophobic views, on and on and on and on and on. So, okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I apologize. I went full on. Dynamite was on. The happiest Disney World song in the world was on. And I'm talking about politics with chimneys on my head. Every day I listen to them and their voices. All of their voices do something different to me. I've taken to using the term unexpected charm as often I hear Koreans and Japanese, because I watch some Japanese dating shows, use the term unexpected charm, and I think it's so sweet. And I think that, well, I mean, obviously, the men of BTS are just God, their voices. So I have a question for you guys, if you're up for answering. Is there a BTS song that you used not to like very much, that you come around and actually really like now? For me, it's Cypher Killer. Also, Cypher 2 is completely under... Cypher 2? Cypher 1. So completely underappreciated. BTS is my daily happy place. Oh, I just saw that. Love Smoke Spray. Yes. Oh my god. to Expect is such a beautiful song. Oh my god, Namjoon's, all of their collaborations. Holy crap, their collaborations have been so cool here in Chapter 2. Namjoon's have been mind-blowing. Like, he's really... You could hear a weird sound. I was trying to figure out what it is. I think it's just my heater turning on. But I can hear it really loud through the microphone. I gotta try to figure out the settings so I can reduce things like that. Oh, excuse me. And I can't listen to this song now without seeing like all of them doing the imitating Jimin. Oh. All right, next time zone, you are 5 minutes away. You better get your soda, your champagne, your kissing buddy, whatever it is that you're going to get ready to go. You got less than 5 minutes before your ball drops. Can you believe it? We are entering 2025, the year that all the guys will be out. When they entered, it felt like it would never end. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry reading what you said, but I agree. Here, the first couple times I heard it, probably was too intense for me. Like, it was a little much for me at the time. And then, yeah, it's 2 a.m. for me too. Oh, yeah. Where are you? Are you the one that's from New Jersey? I'm hell-bent someone, I think it's Kathy Days in New Jersey. Yeah. A lot of the rap line stuff was a little too hard for me when I first found it because I was in a dark place and I didn't really want heavy, intense music. And then one day, I was meditating, my morning meditation. I call it meditating. I call it meditating, but not in the sense that a Zen guru or monk would appreciate. My version of meditating is to put in my earbuds and put on the Oracle of BTS. Let the music move me while I sit and take it in and let whatever wash over me. And Tear came on and I was looking it up and oh my gosh, reading the translation, and that was it. Like, ever since then I've been huge fan of it. I was in the middle of very much feeling like a marriage was going to end because my husband would not share his feelings, have conversations with me at all. And to read how close they were to disbanding and Yoongi writing that as his emotional, I'm looking at a picture of him on my phone. Yoongi writing that as like his expression of what he was feeling during that struggle that they were all going through, and then how he went and shared that with them. And it hit me so hard because if he hadn't gone to share that with him, with the guys, if he just thought, well, I got that out and this all sucks, and then crumpled it up and thrown it, they may have just disbanded. I mean, it took him having the strength and choice to go be vulnerable and share it with them that helped healing start from that point forward. And that song is so powerful. And anyway, I thought, man, everybody should have the courage to do that, to share their full expression. of love and what they're feeling. So truly, Happy New Year. Shelly, Happy New Year to all of you. Less than a minute left for some of you. It's about to be midnight. I don't have a second camera, so I can't tell you how close you are. Oh yeah, okay. My phone says you got about 35 seconds left. Woo. Drinks, kissing buddies. Whatever it is that you need. Speaking of which, I brought a drink. Ooh. Blue. I love the song. Woo! It's my first time actually getting to say Happy New Year to people. Happy New Year. Because I missed it when it was midnight here, and then I talked through it when it was midnight in the next place. So, Happy New Year. I would yell, but my kids are literally like around the room. Yay! The fireworks and gunshots have started. The dogs are going crazy. You know, I was surprised. We had a little bit of fireworks, not super close to here, right when the ball dropped. And that was it. Actually, maybe there were more and I just didn't hear, so. That's pretty good. You guys may or may not remember. In previous years, I have tried soju for the first time. Hated it. Sorry. Might just be the brand. I don't know. I also tried something else that was not my thing. And then last year, I had a rosé champagne thing, which I still have the bottle over there. It is so weird. Like, everything's backward in my screen, so I can't tell. Anyway. But I went to H-Mart today, and I love that store, and picked up peachy ale. Peach ale. Kumiho. Peachy ale. Ah, where's my camera? Okay. I didn't know what to get. I just knew the soju did not work for me a couple years ago. I had a very strong reaction to that. So, and I don't drink much anyhow. I've got no problem with people who do drink. I'm a miserable drunk. I have battled with depression and anxiety most of my life. Alcohol tends to exacerbate that. And yeah, I just don't do well inebriated. So I choose not to. But a couple times a year, I'll sip on something. This is really good now. I'm guessing with how little flavor this has. I bought these because they were money permission to dance. Like the whole PTD era, and it's like oranginess and shapes. Anyway, this has got to have a really low alcohol content. Product of South Korea. Oh yeah, there it is, right there in the front. Where it should be, 4.5%. So isn't that about the same as like Bud Light or something? Real light beers. It takes me 45 minutes to get there also. Well, yeah, about 45, almost 45 minutes. It used to be 25 when I lived in Raleigh, but we moved to a small town, more in the center of the state. Again, we had to for Marcus's job. So, but I still go and see my same therapist. So I have to drive to Raleigh once a week for that. And my cat only likes one kind of cat food. That, of course, is only sold. It's like the store brand of a certain pet food chain that is not in my area. So I find myself having to make pilgrimages out to the big city for H-Mart and Pet Supplies Plus. And Tony, my therapist, he's incredible. Yeah, but when I'm in H-Mart, I'm amazed. People will say they've driven an hour or two just to come. And the next closest one, like, we've got one about 45 minutes from here, but the next closest one is 4 hours away. So, yeah, it's crazy. I remember the first time, I was thinking today when I was at H-Mart, first time I went to H-Mart, Lord, clueless, naive, and racist. I don't know how else to describe myself. I was like, everyone who goes to H-Mart is going to love BTS. So I was so excited. Like, I wore a BTS shirt, BTS face mask, and I had a shookie and a chimney hanging from my bag, and I was like, I'm going to walk in and I'm going to be like, oh, and I'm going to have photo cards to hand to everybody. And that was so not my experience at H-Mart at all. People very much were just minding their own business. But still, every time I go, I keep my eye out for vehicles that may have a BTS sticker on them or anything. And I almost never, ever, ever see one. And yeah, small town outside of Phoenix. I love this song. But yeah, still when I go, like today, I took a stack of photo cards that I made. I was walking around H-Mart, and any single thing in the store that reminds me of BTS, I put some photo cards there. So like anybody who was there looking at it would be like, oh, and take one. So the BTS cold brew coffees, put some there. The cognac yogurt collagen drink things with BT21s on them, put some there. Through the ramen aisle, Shin Ramen. Shin Ramen, of course, being what V referenced in the live stream in LA that he doesn't like, and Jungkook and Jimin were laughing hysterically because he's not supposed to mention brands. So Shin Ramen, Jin Ramen, since our boy Jin, actually like a representative for Jin Ramen. Bulldog extra spicy, like the black one, because Jimin does that during live streams. Chapaghetti, because they eat chapaghetti in the soup. There was another one. BT, oh god, BT, I think I'll say BBM, but that's not right. BBM? Maybe it is BBM. Anyhow, it's like got really red paste, spicy paste, and like really white noodles. Anyhow, that's the ramen that J-Hope was eating when he was doing his live stream in LA from PTB LA. So anyhow, like I put some on all those different kinds of the ramens, and then the Coke Dasis, the cookies. Do you remember that episode of Run BTS where Jungkook has to protect the cookie in his pocket? It's like wrapped up in a little piece of foil. Anyhow, H-Mart sells Coke Dasis, that exact cookie. So I go put some there. Yeah, I try to make a little scavenger hunt from the store. Photo cards here and there of like, if you know, you know, kind of vibe. So I always hope, I figure some people will find it like especially in the Army, be like, oh, I wonder why that was there. Cool. And hopefully somebody is like, oh my God, cut the C. That's the cookie that Johnson cut in his pockets. Yeah, I like doing that. It's fun. I also have a feeling that half of them end up being thrown in the trash by the staff at the end of the day. But hopefully not. Hopefully somebody ends up with a photo card or two and decided it was fun. So, yeah. Gin grapes. The giant gin grapes. Oh, that's so cool. You know, I did that one time. I was in the Starbucks drive-thru. This is over a year ago. I was in the Starbucks drive-thru with my kids. And anytime I see a bunch of stickers on the back of a car, like, my eyes go into full alert. What stickers are those? And especially if I see like anime type looking stickers, ooh, like, you know, not that necessarily as a crossover, but anyhow, amongst a variety of anime stickers on the back of this one person's car, there was a most beautiful moment in life sticker, like the Chinese symbols for most beautiful moment in life. It is Chinese, right? It's not Japanese. It's Chinese, right? Anyway, the symbol, like that sticker was up in the corner, and I instantly got out of the drive-thru, parked next to that car, put a photo card on the car, and a little note just saying, "I noticed your sticker, and maybe you're a fan, maybe you're not anymore. I don't know, but I hope that you enjoyed this card and have a good day and a good life." So, yeah. I know when I was in H-Mart the very first time, like I said, I was wearing full body beacon of I am an Army. And that time, I did encounter 2 Armies, so that was kind of neat actually. The first one was the 2 men who work in the bakery. They were around 30, and I had a Love Yourself mask on. It was black, and it had like the swirling pattern from the Love Yourself albums. And the guys who were jamming to BTS in the bakery section of H-Mart, which, by the way, the bakery section of H-Mart is incredible. But they stopped me and they were like, "We love your mask. Where did you get it?" I was like, "Amazon," and that seller got shut down because it's, you know, not a legitimate authorized use of whatever. It is a great mask, though, I will say. But I was surprised these 2 like 30-year-old men who work in the bakery stopped me to mask. And then as I was leaving, 2 women came in who they saw my dynamite bag, like my tote bag, which said dynamite all over it. And they're like, "Ah, we've never seen an Army in the wild." And so I immediately gave them photo cards, and they said they had driven like an hour and a half to come to H-Mart. So I was happy they got to see. I told them to go check out the bakery section because the bakery guys were playing full on BTS only. So, Army men are fewer and far between, which is unfortunate. I still think a lot of men, especially, well, I would say American men, but I'm going to say a lot of men, period, are threatened by the idea of liking BTS because cultural implications that they perceive others may think of them. I love it. I follow quite a few men on TikTok who are BTS fans, and it's fun to follow them. And also, so I don't know if you guys are Army membership holders, much less the merch box membership holders, but there was quite the scandal with the merch boxes in that Hybe canceled the membership the merch box membership when there was 4 boxes left to get. So if you didn't get it right then, like, you can't get all 4 of the last boxes. Anyway, in all the last 7 of the last 9 boxes from the merch box thing have all been related to the solo albums of the guys. Anyhow, Tay's merch box is a travel bag, I think, to make up, to some extent, for all the ARMY that loved the, I almost said Birkin bag, the Boston bag that he created, but either didn't have the money for it or just couldn't get it. Oh, I'm so sorry. But I think, so Tay's had that bag and slippers. And the slippers are like a men's size 9 or 10. Which is very surprising, because if you have looked through BTS official merch on the Weverse app, slippers and stuff are always one size fits all, and they're always for like women's size 7 feet, maybe size 8, maybe. And their clothing is not geared for, like, I can't fit in any of the BTS official clothing because I'm bigger than all of it. Which is funny because the guys wear the stuff, and like, I know I'm fat and Jen's not, but Jen's broad and Namjoon's broad, and anyhow, that all came out like during one of the permission to dance things when I think V threw, I think, a hoodie into the crowd, and they compared it to the same size hoodie that like you could buy on the Weverse app, and they are not size comparison. So the guys get stuff that, of course, specially made for them. But anyhow, one of the local Starbucks was playing Ceaseful. Oh. Sorry. You finished that with, ended up having a pleasant chat with the cashier about it. I swear I first read it as ended up having a panic attack with the cashier about it. The first time I was in a store and heard a BTS song, I did about have a panic attack. It was Butterfly. And I about lost my shit and then realized I was in a Korean store. So it was like a little less shocking. However, there's a Walmart near here. I don't tend to shop at Walmart often, but again, I moved to a small town and we don't have many shopping options out here. It's what Mark Twain was complaining about, that one day America would be a series of box stores where you could go from city to city and not know that you'd ever left any of the cities, because the mom and pop shops and the local charm is gone. Anyhow, I'm in a nice local small town, but there's just not a lot of shopping options. And anyhow, we do have a super Walmart that was apparently very controversial when it moved here 2 years ago, for good reason. Sorry, huge tangents here. But when I'm the 2 times I've gone in Walmart here, both times Butter had played, and I lost it. I made sure to yell the lyrics in as pleasant of a voice as possible, so not to scare people off. I want people to know that song because I want anything to Trojan horse them to like check it out more. Like, man, that woman in that aisle, she is blaring that song. She must like that. I wonder why. It is a cute song. They go to the car and they realize they're singing like, yeah. I'm about it. Please. Yeah. Thank you, Walmart. I don't know why you're playing it, but thank you. The shipping from South Korea, well, the Hybe shipping is all over the place. It's so weird. If you order it, if you're in North America, well, no, not in North America. If you're in the U.S. and you order it from the U.S. store, as long as you're in the contiguous U.S., it's $20 or under. I think pretty much anywhere you are. Though I could be wrong. If like you're in North Dakota or up in Maine, it might cost more than that. I don't know. But that's where my Merchbox membership, yes, I must admit I have one, has been through the Weverse USA store. And then shipping from South Korea, like sometimes I'll just run price checks on the merchandise, both the US store and the global store, which of course comes from South Korea, just to see what the difference is. And I swear to you, it's been crazy as can be because they do such a high markup on the merchandise on the USA store to cover the cost of shipping to them, that I've gotten the merch that I have bought, that I buy it from South Korea, Weverse Global. And even with the like $70 shipping fee, it ends up being cheaper than buying it through Weverse USA and paying a $17 shipping fee. It's weird. It's very bizarre. Oh, it's CVS. Oh, got it. Oh my god. Right now, my kids are still young enough. They're at an age where they're not embarrassed by me. They think it's fun if I do something silly in public. My daughter's on the verge of declaring me a complete loser and completely embarrassing to her. The ripe age of 7, and she's about to. That's okay. I will enjoy it even more then. So. Yeah. I try not to talk about merch too much. I know that not everyone is into merch. In fact, some of my, of my variety of army friends, Laurie and Peaches, the two that I've gone to concerts with. One has like no merch really, and the other has had merch but then really slowed down because you kind of get to the point where it's like, well, do I really need all this stuff? And is it benefiting my life or not? And that is a hard line to draw. My sister and I like stuff. I think you can see my life, even though like I'm still, I'm trying to like figure out what we're doing. I'm still unpacking, but regardless of that mess, it's very obvious I like stuff. Anyhow, I'm lucky enough to have some space for stuff. Some people don't, or they like a very minimalist clean bag. And like, for instance, my sister is one of those humans who both, she lives in a really cool city, and if you live in a big city, often you have less space. You don't get to sprawl out as much as if you're in the country or whatever. Oh, my cord keeps catching me. Anyhow, I keep wanting to gift her things, and I have to remember, like, that's tough because of space and everything. I'm saying an awful lot. I do apologize for that. Sincerely, does anyone know a way to stop saying all the time? Because I would like to stop. But damn, when this song came out, Damn, I felt like Jungkook eating his egg mix at 4:30 in the morning. I said, yeah. When this song came out, Unexpected Charm. Sweet Yoongi and that Yoongi tush and that ridiculous outfit. Doing full-on choreography with Psy. And then that bar scene. Like, everything about this. Did not know chapter 2 was coming. But yeah, with my sister, I always want to gift her stuff, and I'm also very concerned too because space is energy. God, his voice. Ah. Oh my god. It's so good. Sorry. Everything just needed to stop in my brain to take that in. And then this, like, seeing his little legs do the thing and but then also there's the Hive merch, and then also there's a lot of great Etsy sellers too. So there's so much. Oh, speaking of which, so my birthday right now, my sister sent me. This is perfect for the song too. Oh my god. That I like that. I have a relative in my life who sometimes sends personalized mugs. And I used to sell mugs on Etsy. So I know when a mug box comes, it's a mug box. So this mug box came for me, and I was like, oh, it must be from that other relative who sends me mugs sometimes. And I didn't think anything about it. And then when I opened it, and the first thing I saw was this. And instantly, I was like, that is not from that relative. Because if the relative were going to get me a mug, it would probably say something like, I live for K-pop, or BTS's life. I don't know. This is a mug that only an ARMY would find and know. Like, only an ARMY would even know that this is BTS. And then, like, Yoongi is not just representative of Yoongi. Yoongi is representative of the entire hilarious episode of Run BTS. Oh my god, look at that pouty mouth. Look at that little pouty mouth. Oh my god. Oh my god. So cute. Thank you, Sissy. Oh god. Eugene. Oh my god. Everything about it. I had to pull up that episode just to show Mark the reference. You know, he's seen that the guys at times have dressed up in different costumes, but he so funny. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. Just don't let me be this tired at 2:30 in the morning. We went out last night. Well, I guess tonight. Whatever. 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago. My family and I went out for dinner for my birthday. Things aren't open on New Year's Day. So if we're going to go out for my birthday, it always has to be earlier, the day before, or after. But anyhow, we decided to try a Korean restaurant that's like 15 minutes from our house. getting to know the area more. And it is this like hole in the wall in a weird hole in the wall shopping strip. It's weird. But anyhow, it's called Mixed Rice is the name of the restaurant. And it was so freaking good. And every time I go, I try to speak a little bit of Korean. My Korean is, I really took a break this year from, Tanya mentioned earlier, she was feeling distant from BTS this past year. Still loves them, just distant. But thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday wish. Happy New Year. So she was saying that she feels a little distant from BTS this past year. And I actually understand that. It's not anything about BTS. It's not because they're gone. It's like, well, for me, actually, part of it has been because they were gone. And it made me feel a lot of uncomfortable feelings about what if they choose not to reunite, or I don't know, just like uncomfortable feelings of loss that I didn't want to have. Anyhow, to say all that, I mostly have felt distant from studying Korean for the last year. We've been doing the move and kids and diagnoses and everything. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. 45. And anyhow, when we were at the Korean restaurant tonight, while my spoken Korean is quite bad, I really need to work on it in 2025. This year, we were sitting next to Korean men who'd come in, and were just like a group of Korean men having a good time, talking together and eating. And it was so fun, I couldn't help but like eavesdrop. And of course, I could not actually follow their conversation, but I was catching a lot of words. But, you know, their language structure is a little different than ours and everything. So I was excited to catch words, but not enough to put context together. But it still felt good, especially because they had like true, it's going to sound weird, but remember, I'm a sheltered white woman. They had I don't know how to call it, but Korean mouth. Like when I say 감사합니다, like I'm like blah 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 blah. But often Koreans don't move their mouths quite as much when they speak, and certain sounds like fold over to disappear. So 감사합니다 becomes 감사합니다, and 안녕하세요 becomes 안녕하세요. And anyhow, like, and when I say danyanhajo, anyway, catching things in the conversation was so neat because they weren't overly articulating. They're people who are very comfortable in their language. Just like right now, I have mush mouth. I call it mush mouth when I do this. I don't talk super clearly. If I'm on the phone with a doctor's office, I do, but often my mouth gets a little mushy sounding, and like talk to text always butchers what I'm saying because my mouth, I guess, just isn't working enough to articulate for it. But it was exciting to catch words. And then my son, my 6-year-old, went over to the man running the restaurant and said 감사합니다. And it was so cute. Like, my son was so proud of himself, and it was his way of trying to show appreciation to the restaurant owner. And that man like really lit up. It was cute. It was a cute moment. So it made me happy that we're trying to incorporate more cultures into our life. My children are multi-ethnic also. They are, I guess, technically people of color. Though my son doesn't exactly look like he's very white passing if you don't pay too much attention. But my daughter has a lot of interest in her birth ethnicity. What the heck? Her ethnicity. Um, my son doesn't show a lot of interest in his. In fact, I think he might be a little uncomfortable by the fact that he's different ethnicities than a lot of people in his family here. But anyhow, huge diversion here, sorry. But it's like, it's just neat and exciting to incorporate cultures. But because we have Korean music playing in our house constantly, and a variety of experiences like that. Oh my god, I was so proud to take them to a Korean restaurant, and they are gobbling down beef with glass noodles and bibimbap and bulgogi. Both kids love bulgogi so much. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I really am. I probably should stop apologizing about it too. So do we have any Pacific Standard Time peeps here right now? Anybody who's in I was going to say the 3 a.m. time zone, but I mean, it would be midnight for you, not 3 a.m. I look forward to coming back. It's been a busy year. It's also been slow. And I'm just looking forward to trying to live my life again. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm being one of those weird, cryptic people who post on Tumblr. Or worse, the people who write really cryptic stuff on Facebook. Okay, something you talked about. Kelly, you talked about getting off Twitter because of negativity. I got off Facebook because of drama. Oh my gosh, the constant drama and like cryptic posts that people do. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need that cryptic nonsense. Tell me what you're thinking, or call somebody out, or call that person. Stop posting vague stuff. But I'm thankful for every one of you. I haven't had a New Year's Eve that felt this slow in a long time, but felt happy. Before BTS came in my life, my New Year's Eves had become very slow and sad for me. And I know there are a lot of people who don't care a lot about New Year's Eve and watching the ball drop or being with somebody or any of that. And that's perfectly fine. But for me, it's always been a big deal. I really appreciate ritual in the beginning of a new year. And I like the hope that it brings. I like that if it's been a crappy year, you can kind of feel like you're giving it a kick out the door. And if it was a good year, you can reflect on that and hope to carry some of that into the next year. And with it being a birthday on top of that, it's like a start to a new year of my life. And I'm mostly related to and married into you know, people who aren't super festive, at least not in the corny ways that I'm festive. And I just felt alone a lot in those years. And then I found BTS, and that first New Year's with BTS, I hadn't started YouTube yet. It was just me and BTS at a family member's house, and I felt so at peace. It didn't matter what happened that night. I had BTS, and I played it in my ears the whole night, just thankful. And then I started my YouTube channel and started the Bangtan community, and I spent the next birthday here, and it was so busy. It was, you know, BTS was releasing a lot, and the comment section was overflowing, and my brain was overflowing, and everything felt fast, and that was exciting. That was good. This year, I don't know if it's my brain or just what it is, but we're here, and I'm so thankful for each of you for spending your evening here on your phone or on your computer screen or wherever you are. Taking in life and friendship and hope and a new year and ball drops and rambling about this or that. I'm thankful that we are a group of people who share our hearts with each other, whether we're talking about politics and life or these incredible 7 men who brought all of us together and make us reflect on all the parts of our life. Like, that's the thing that people who aren't Army will never get, is it's not about any one thing. These men help us tap into all these parts of who we are in our lives, and our friendships, and our hopes, and our dreams, and our pain, and our grief, and everything, and that we get to do it together. Tay. My gosh, he got so muscular. Oh, jeez. It's great to be here, and I do really want to come back. I've wanted to, and I know I said this last year too. I want to, but it's like I'm always afraid. I hold myself back from coming back because I'm afraid. I've just seen too much drama go down in the reactor community and an Army. And I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be a source of that. And I've wondered before. And yeah, I don't know. But I miss the conversations and the way that we can all spaz out over new content and get all heartfelt and spastic about old content. I mean, and I hate to call it content. I mean, some of it is content, and some of it's, you know, like when we're talking about here, we're not talking about content. We're actually breaking down the music and the life and the love that and the grief that went into the creation of that song. Yeah. Thank you. I look forward to this too, and you know, I'm gonna give myself a vow here. I need to like cut this down and make a YouTube short out of this. This part right here. I vow to work very hard to have no technological malfunctions next year. Which, considering most people who do get on are not East Coasters anyhow, it's not a huge deal that I missed midnight here. But still, like, I mean, I think everything even looks blurry, I think, because I'm having to use a different, not even using the right camera or anything. Everything went wrong. And it was like 11:30, and I was like, okay, forget about it. Forget about it. I mean, everything was working, and then it stopped, and okay, never mind, I'm going to get the backup camera out. And then I couldn't get it to turn on. Oh, I can feel that I have a buzz. So that's sort of my time to exit out. I'm getting... Okay, we're going to listen to 0 O'Clock first. Because that's pretty perfect. I hope you guys can hear the music still. I don't even know. And see, that's what I mean by technological malfunctions. Next year, I want to know all of my setup so well that I know what I'm doing. That we have music, that I know how it sounds, that I know that you can enjoy yourselves. Oh, I love it. Can you guys sing in Korean with them? And do you have a 0 O'Clock tattoo? Because that seems to be the most common BTS tattoo people have. Oh, the 7 hearts. Oh, the 7 purple hearts. Is this your favorite song, Victoria? I was going to get a tattoo today. It did not happen. I should see if anybody's doing walk-ins tomorrow. Sing yes, rap no. Yes, as in you have a 0 O'Clock tattoo? Oh. These men have gifted us over and over and over again. Ah, sleeping on fine. That's a good one too. I know people feel like we're all delusional and parasocial. These men gift us. They gift us their words, their songs, their hearts over and over and over the course of years. And then we get to watch ARMY gift their hearts back to each other, since we can't gift it to the guys directly over and over again. That man, if we could. Oh, oh yeah. So I've got a painting. Oh, you can't see it right now. Right, boop, there. That Laurie did. Who I met here through my YouTube channel, actually, and then we went to PDD Vegas together. Laurie's wonderful. She made that painting right there, and it's of the whale. Oop, the whale jumping over the moon, or in front of the moon, actually. But and it's also my desktop on my computer screen. So that's actually, she and I were talking about how it's both of our desktops. And then she painted it for me, which was super beautiful and sweet. So I'm still trying to figure out how to decorate this wall back here to make it happy. I did not mean that to be a pun on Jen's album, but happy. Okay. I am thankful for each of you. I love each of you, and I know that sounds possibly even corny. I'm very, very sincere. I don't know if you're on Twitter. I don't know if you're on Instagram. I am on both. I do have a Facebook account that I use sparingly. My name there is ASue at Bangtan Souls. No, I'm not trying to sell myself on the platforms. I'm not an influencer. It's not going to happen. But if you hit me up and send me an address, I would love to send each of you something to welcome 2025 to a little bit of a new army to army kind of way. So anyhow, and I'm ASue on Twitter and Instagram. So anyhow, I love you each. I'm thankful for you. Thank you so much for your time to be together tonight, and your birthday wishes, and Happy New Year to every single one of you. And hopefully in a day or two, I will be back and try to brush off the rust and the dust from my hiatus. So, love you all too. Good night to each of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I'm not nearly as adorable and full of egg yolk as the guys. I hope I said that right. I'm always afraid that I'm butchering the Korean language. Oh, great. Aaron, butchering language again. I swear I'm trying to do right. But anyhow, I'll talk to you guys soon. Happy New Year.